Peasant Productions presents the massive ESP, why it works even if you don't believe in it. Okay, this is part 2 of the fraud of the flat earth people, okay. Kind of fun, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of feedback on it, but one guy decided that because videos of a sphere of Earth are fraud, that a video of the Earth is proof that it is flat. Again, like I said, this is a two-dimensional object. You do not see this. You cannot prove that this is pointing at you, folks. It might be drawn on there. Okay? Turn it this way, you can see that, but you can't tell what's here. Okay, it's a two-dimensional object because this is a videotape. All right? It is not in any way, shape, or form proof that the world is round, that if the object is three-dimensionally circular. It is also not proof that a flat Earth exists, because you went up, you know, and you took somebody's videotape of a balloon going up or something. Oh, see, you can only see this much, so therefore it's a flat Earth. Like I point out to those people, how come you don't see Australia, Africa, North and South America, Europe, Russia, China, all in that one little circle? Oh, clouds are hiding it. Right, dude. Even us people with eyes can see that isn't true, okay? A flat Earth doesn't exist because a flat Earth would be photographable in a single shot at any time, day or night, any way, anyhow, any form. So it doesn't exist, and it doesn't happen. All right. So yeah, photography is 200 years old too, or little, you know, somewhere right around there. I know in the 1830s there was actual color images being produced. It was a pretty heady job to actually do and all, but you know, photography's been around a long time. Okay, government conspiracy of a flat Earth hasn't been around. There's an awful lot of people running around with no belief. People can buy a boat and go sail around the world by themselves. It's not an issue. There is, you know, 6, 7, 8 different around the world races that happen. Some of them, like Volvo, happen every year. Each one of those has a tracker. Each one of those is their own entry from different countries. So you flat Earth people, you really fall on your face when it comes to reality checks. Okay, there is too much evidence available for the common person to go out and look at and see that a spherical planet exists, because people have been sailing around the world on their own boats for, you know, at least 1,000 years. You don't have any ability to produce evidence of a conspiracy that's 1,000 years old of people hiding a flat Earth. You don't have any ability to go to Antarctica or the North Pole or anything like that, do you? You don't have any way to explain all this stuff. So you see, that's why I say it is very easy to get caught up in a fallacy, you know, and be very foolish. Okay. Give you an easy idea here of how easy it is for somebody to get totally lost in a fallacy, and they don't want to think about what they're saying, and they don't want to think about why they're saying what they say. I posted a comment on another video in another thing, and we were talking about net neutrality and how government censorship is why the United States wants to say that it needs to release any government controls that keep corporations from censoring what is being sent out, keep people from having to pay more per piece of data in one part of the country or one city or one town or one side of a town versus the other side of a town. Okay, And the people watching this video, why would you want to have your ability to test any theory on anything? Why would you want somebody telling you what you're allowed to see or not see? I mean, I agree. You may not want your kids to see, murder and mayhem. You may not want to see them see little kids having sex with dirty old men and women and stuff like that. That's one thing, but you are the one doing the censoring. Now, if you are an investigative reporter who is investigating the sexual abuse of the super elite rich, or you are investigating sexual abuse by churches, or you are investigating sexual abuse by police, or you are investigating sexual abuse by government officials, or by the guy next door, you don't want to be censored, do you? You want to be able to get out there and look and see what this guy is doing, and see what he's looking at, and see what's going on in the world. So you don't want that censorship. Okay? The same thing happens, okay? And this is going to really be very interesting, okay? This guy made the comment that ignorance is strength. Now, I looked at it and I kind of laughed and said, no, the only people that say ignorance is strength are churches, governments, and abusive people. And I said, don't start any of the Bible BS with me, okay? And I quickly made comment about my Revelations 2:17 thing, just to let everyone, you're barking up the wrong tree if you're going to try and preach, ignorance is bliss, out of the Bible to me. He comes back, oh, no, you didn't even Google it and see what it is. You don't understand what it is. I mean, ignorance is strength. Ignorance is really good. And I kind of laughed and pointed out to him that you do not have any strength in ignorance because you don't know what you're dealing with. And I did a quick Google of it, and he was picking it up from the 1984 novel by George Orwell. I read 1984 in like 1975. Okay, ignorance is strength is the government cry of why the government should drug you into being stupid. Okay, so this guy was literally profoundly believing that you should be dumb and stupid because that's what the government wanted. He had never read 1984. He didn't understand what he was quoting. And he babbled this and that, and I finally said, hey, dude, tell me, do you do your fluoride regularly? Do you understand that in 1930, sodium fluoride, the same stuff that they put in your toothpaste, was sold as rat poison and insect poison? And I pointed out that, you have fluoride toothpaste. You do it all the time. Every big major city has fluoridated water. And this all started around the 1940s, just after the United States government imported Nazi scientists, gave them hidden names, hid them inside of the United States, and started having them work on CIA and FBI and what is now NSA, the military black ops, so that they could do very nasty and dirty things. If you check conspiracy theory stuff, and I've never wasted much time on this, it's not worth it to me, but it is rather amusing, as I'll explain in a second. The Nazis, according to the conspiracy theory, dumped sodium fluoride into the water systems to keep the public docile, make them easy to maneuver and manipulate and tell them what to do. I've never had a lot of fluoride in my life, and as you can see, my teeth are pretty messed up. That's fine with me, okay? As a 3-year-old kid, I hated the taste of peppermint toothpaste. Okay, I hated it. It had nothing to do with not liking fluoride. It had everything to do with the simple fact that peppermint is fine, but it's got awful horrible stuff to put in your mouth at 10 times the level of a reasonable flavor to anything I would want it as. So I never got into brushing my teeth 3 and 4 times a day. So I never did the fluoriding routine, folks, ever in my life. Around, 1979, I think I started drinking, purified water systems, purified water. 1982, I moved out of Los Angeles up to South Tahoe, where again I was on well water. There wasn't any fluoride being pumped into that water. When I was in Quincy, I was on well water, and I also had a purification system at that point because I knew there was a lot of other ground contaminants. But Quincy Water Department put out like 3 or 4 times, twice, I think once or at least once a year, sometimes 2 or 3 times a year, they put out a water quality, gave you an actual breakdown of what was in the water. They would give you, they would mail you out in your monthly bill, findings from whatever company they sent it to. Now, whether or not they were honest, that's a different story. Who knows? But you don't get one of those breakdowns of what kind of chemicals are put into your water in the Los Angeles County area, in Orange County, in the Bay Area, in New York, any of those big places, do you? No. Okay, so think about how many times a day you use fluoride, and then go Google sodium fluoride or fluoride and click on images. Okay, don't read what they say about fluoride. Click on the images tab and scroll down through the thing and find out that decon rat poison contains sodium fluoride. Numerous containers from the 1920s and the 1930s of vintage stuff show sodium fluoride, rat poison, right across the label, rat poison, sodium fluoride, rat poison. Okay? Everybody is told from the 1940s on to use fluoride multiple times a day. You've got fluoride water, fluoride gum, fluoride toothpaste. You buy bottled water with fluoride added to it. Okay? So you're literally telling yourselves to be dumb, and you're working on being dumb. And you're trying to. So, like I say, I got to end this pretty quick. It looks like I'm getting close to my 15-minute mark here. Now, like I said, the guy didn't know what he was quoting. Most of you people that read Bibles and religious texts do not read it. You go and listen to what your preachers tell you it should mean or tell you what it should say, okay? So, you stop and think about the fact that I'm sitting here telling you that anybody can open up their mouth and say, "Hey, God, what's up?" Okay? I'm not telling you what to believe. I'm telling you how to go find out. I'm telling you, you open up your heart here and you can learn knowledge. You open up your mind and you can learn. You go do some simple experiments and you can find out stuff. You do some simple research and you can learn. You can decide for yourselves what is true or not true. You don't need me to tell you what the truth is. You don't need the Christians to tell you. You don't need the Hindus or the Muslims or the president. You don't need schools to tell you what's real. Schools are derived from the Industrial Revolution. That's why they became mandatory, so that you were programmed into sitting down at a job from 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Okay? They're not there because they teach you to learn. They are teaching you to be programmed to behave to a certain time pattern. Okay? And that is why you now have this, new math, the core math or something like that, which is so befuddlingly stupid. Telling kids that they are wrong for figuring out an answer by themselves instead of using a pre-processed, only we can have the right answer, answering system. Yeah. So yeah, think about it. Who wants you to learn and who wants you to behave?